Yo, 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 what is going on, CoD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and today, first and foremost, I'm hoping that the sound is Gucci now, because I ended up doing some internal testing and realized that my actual just master volume was a little bit lower on the mic. So, again, hoping it's better. You guys can let me know. Today, we're going to be touching, or I should say continuing on our top stats series with server merits. Now, this is going to be a kind of similar take on the top 25 strongest kingdoms, except we're going to be specifically looking at the PvP potential of the top 25 kingdoms that have the most PvP points accumulated from the top 7 alliances. This is another way to gauge, and you could make the argument, right, for the strongest or the most highest potential fighting kingdoms that are going to round out the top 25 today. Again, remember, as always, this data was collected on May 11th across a 7-hour window. So keep in mind, the numbers are, of course, going to be different if you were to check them today versus when the data was initially pulled. Okay, so without further ado, here we go, Z. So let's take a look here. So we have, and we'll show some differentials here in a bit, but we're going to start here with the columns. So we'll start bottom up as usual. Got to give everyone their shout outs. So we got number 25 is S57, coming in at 120 million. Number 24, S59, 138 million. Number 23, S40 at 138 million, just a little bit above S59. Number 22 is S23 at 145 million. Number 21, S49 at 149 million. Number 20, breaking in there, S27 at a little bit more than 49 here at 149.6 million. And then number 19, S50 at 150 million, breaking that 150 barrier. Number 18 is S58 at 154 million. Number 17 is S38 at 157 million. Number 16, S37 at 163 million. Breaking into the top 15, we have at that position, S52, 164 million. Number 14, seeing a nice little bit more of a jump here from 164 to 200. That's S41 at their 200 mil points. Then we get to our first merge kingdom. This is number 13, SS1-5, 212 million PvP points. Number 12, S35 at 215. Number 11, ranked S22, 229. Breaking into the top 10 now at that pole position, S54, 243 million points. Number 9, S36 at 286. Starting to see some jumps now, right, from 229, 43, 286. Number 8 is S34, another jump, 310 million, breaking that 300 mil barrier. Number 7, S26 at 369, seeing almost a 60 mil jump there from 8 to 7. Then we get to number 6, the second merge kingdom, SS1-3, 415 million. And then we get to number 5, breaking into the top 5 for the most or strongest or most PvP points for their fighting kingdom, is S33 at 432 million. And then SS1-4 at 494 million. S31 breaking into the top 3 now, 568 million. Number 2, big jump here from 2 to 1. From 3 to 2. That's S32 at 886 million, right? That's 318 more than number 3. Then you get to your number 1 strongest or most fighting capable kingdom, if you will, or just most fighting PvP points, is SS1-2. That's the first merge kingdom, right? That initially started off with kingdoms 1 through 4, then they added 5 and 6, so now it's 1 through 6. That completes that. And they're almost at 1.1 billion points, I should say, so for PvP points. Again, a lot that's going in there, but you can see there's a good amount of healthy PvP when it comes to fighting capability potential within non-merge kingdoms, especially given that there are 12, minus, 13, minus 3, that's 10, so you have 9 here that are... You have 9 non-merge kingdoms that are above one of the merge kingdoms when it comes to PvP potential, and you have 3 non-merge kingdoms that are above the top 3 merge kingdoms here within the top 6. So again, I think that says a lot. Obviously, these kingdoms have a little bit more of a kind of, again, they are inflated to a degree just because that these kingdoms have a lot of a higher average amount of spenders and probably a higher average amount of activity to a degree as well. Now, let's get into some of the differentials that could talk and speak to some of the matchups that we might see coming up. So, this is going to be, let's start here, right? This range is, and remember the data was taken from Kingdoms 1 through 100, but the range here is SS1-2 up to Kingdom 59, which you can see where was 59? Here we go. Right here. One of the other interesting things I thought I saw was if we're kind of looking at if the trend remains the same, right? They're kind of doing groups based on 5 at the moment. So you're looking at the next group, right? Or the group here is 22 to 26. So that means the next one could be 27 to 31. Then you're looking at 32 through 36, right? So you would be looking at this 32, 33, 34, 36, 35. I think that makes it. And then if there's another lower one, what did I say? 32 through 36? Yeah. So 34, 35, 36. Yeah, so you got these 5 kingdoms. This is what it's looking like, right? Sorry, this is what it could be. If you're talking the potential here of where they could fight. Again, if you look at this, I would almost say, maybe 32 and, like, to me, 32, 35, and then 33, 34, 33, 34, 36, right? So you have, like, those 3 versus 2 if you're looking for something kind of like more even numbers that are going. If you're trying to maybe get some more fair fights, so to speak, depending on how that plays out. But that could be something. We'll have to see. If you're looking at the next batch, which is, 37 through 41, then we're looking 41, 37, 38, 37 through 41. I think that's it. 40. Yeah, so the only one that's on here is 39. But still, these aren't that bad. You could say 41 and 40, and then you combine 37, 38 as an example, and then, maybe 39 is mixed in there, or maybe you do 41 and 39, then you do 37, 38, 40. I mean, again, right, I'm always of the opinion that I just like fair fights. I think that COD really speaks to more of the quality of the fight rather than the quantity of the fight, whether that be generally just power. I think the fact is that COD demands a higher level of skill and competitiveness that is not beholden to sole power of players. There are a lot of tactics and strategy that can be applied where power is not as impactful as it is in Rock and or other kingdom builders potentially. COD really demands us to be better when it comes to the not to be redundant, but just when we're looking at the overall scope of what are actual on-field capabilities. And that, I think, is something that can be exciting for the free-to-play and hopefully all players. That's going to do it for me, though. Again, I'd love to hear your thoughts, right? What do you guys think about this? I know some people did ask me to do alliance merits and maybe personal merit points. The only thing I'm going to touch on there, I'm not against doing it. I just want to point out that the margin for error there, the margin when you're thinking about because of the resets that impact, those are a little bit more less qualitative, right? Because you're thinking about every season resets. You don't necessarily know what's going on. So if I take the sum total of everything, that's a little bit more accurate than if I'm saying, looking at this individualized situation of these alliances that are going in and collecting their merits, along with individual players that are doing it, just because of the frequency of the resets. And yes, you could apply that as well on the server side. I just think that if you're taking the total of all that information and summing it up, it is a little bit more telling than it would be if I just look at alliance and players. Again, I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. That's just what I've come to realize from a few times that I have done this before. But if it is something that a bunch of people want, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see if maybe I can put some time in to make it work, just for my boo things out there. That's going to do it for me. As always, I hope you enjoy. Until next time, as always, I will catch you later.